Hey, it's Sim. I'm going to be doing a new kind of series here where I just kind of go out for a little walk and I just get out some of the thoughts that I've been having over the past week or so. It's something I've wanted to do in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different varieties, but I just don't have the time to make something extravagant right now. So what I'm gonna do is just do my best, do little vlog style content, like walking around and just talking about the things that have happened in my life recently, that have happened in the world recently, that have just been happening. So if you like that kind of thing, stick around, because we're gonna talk about a lot today. So here it comes. Well, this past week, there's been a lot of talk about Seedance 2.0. The AI video generation, image, audio, I think, that has more or less been really shaking up the video and content industry, I'd say. A lot of the super professionals in the industry are concerned, and I think they should be. This one is the most concerning one to date, I'd say. The first video that I saw was the one with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting in a scene. And truly and honestly, I mean, it's just like, holy shit, that this model can make something like that, just pop it out. That is concerning, and it's concerning for VFX artists. It's concerning for actors and actresses, and there's a lot of litigation going around right now. Obviously, Disney's involved, like stop using our Marvel characters and making Spider-Man kiss everyone, and stop, you know, all of the above. It's concerning for a lot of people in the industry, but there's a big why, right? Like, why would it be so concerning? It's because of how the industry is made right now, I'd say. The industry, I guess it's a little windy. The industry in and of itself is built up on very rich people. There's just a lot of rich people out there that are the ones that are making the calls for production departments, for all of the above. It's all top down. And there's a lot of those calls that are just made based on budgetary concerns, right? Like, everything has a budget and everything is trying to like really cut down on the bottom line, right? So when you introduce something like the Seedance 2.0, it really makes it possible for these kind of big wigs at companies to say, yeah, we're going to drive that cost down to oblivion. We're not going to do CGI artists. We're going to just generate the CGI, right? So that's kind of the basis of that concern. If it already takes like 40 CGI artists to like generate a particular scene for like a month, over the course of a month, like for like $20,000 plus, or like not even 20, like $100,000 plus, and then the AI is going to be able to do the same thing at approximately the same-ish perceived quality for like way less. Obviously, the people that are more concerned about the budget and the bottom line are going to go with the cheaper option. What I think, I mean, this is worst case scenario, obviously. What I think would happen from here is, I mean, that software is going to get used. I mean, it is from China, and there's a lot of political fuck all about that, so whatever. But I don't really care. But the people up top really care. So obviously, it's going to be monitored, and it's going to be litigated quite a bit, and there's going to be a lot of changes, but the software is only going to get better. The AI is only going to get better. And it's going to get to that point where it is just goated as hell, and it's going to make next to real renders of things, professional level, right? The Bigger companies, I feel, are going to gobble all that up. They're going to try to sink down that bottom line. And then they're just going to kind of weed out all of the actual skilled and talented people in the industry. That's a very bleak outlook, right? Worst case scenario. But the result of that, I feel, is the quality of what will be pumped out of Hollywood and what will be pumped out of these major studios will plummet. It will just go so far down, it'll be awful. And I feel like what will be more resurging is indie stuff. And people will look towards things that are made by real people more often. Now the timeline for that is probably going to be within like maybe the next 2 decades. You know, it's not going to be fast, or unless it is, and that would be kind of crazy. But it's not going to be anything too wild, I don't think. But there's going to be a lot of hubbub about it, and it'll be interesting, really, to just kind of see where it goes from here. I, as a professionally, I am a video and content creator for another place, and I luckily work in an industry that is semi-safe from being generated out for real. So I am not the most concerned about it personally for my job, but for those that work in industries that deal with concepts that are easily ambiguous, it's concerning. It's gonna be really concerning. Creative professions, it's gonna be an interesting year for sure. So that's all I got for that one. So it's the year of the horse here in a couple days for me, and I have celebrated for the past several years Chinese New Year. I've been more focused on it these past couple of years, since the year of the dragon, and this past year having been the year of the snake. I am married to an Asian woman. And so I've really celebrated Chinese New Year for the past decade. And I'm excited, but my star chart for this year is not doing too hot. It's something. But I am excited. I have a good feeling. I have a feeling in general. It's not a bad feeling, but the horse is just like so full of go energy, you know? And I'm kind of feeling that. The year of the dragon for me was just a really rough year, really eye-opening, and it taught me a lot. The year of the snake has given me a lot and taught me a lot more about myself and what I can achieve and get to and accomplish. And so the year of the horse, I don't know what I'm gonna be learning. And nobody ever does, right? But I don't know, I am excited. I'm really curious what everyone else might be feeling about it. But yeah, it's gonna be something. I'm curious to see what'll actually happen, what will come of everything. But it's coming up. And I don't know what to feel about it, but I'm sure I'll be updating throughout the year about it. So that's that. So do you ever use your dog to unlock your car in the morning? I have 2 small dogs. I have 2 Chihuahua mixes, and I can like really just hold them in both hands. I can double fist them, right? My car has an unlocking feature where you can put your hand just on the handle and it'll unlock. I found out a while ago that my dog's little paw can do the same thing. So every morning I just have him, I'm holding both dogs, and either one of them, I just use their little paw, I wrap it in the car door handle, and it unlocks for me. So I use my dog to unlock my car. I use my dog to unlock my car in the morning, almost every day. I'm wondering if anybody else has ever done that. I just discovered it at one point. Obviously, my hands are full of dog, and I just need to unlock my car, you know? But I do so many silly, goofy things. I can also lock my car with my dogs as well. There's a little, like, touch a certain area of the handle function where the car will lock as well. I do that too. And, and they're always just, like, none the wiser for it. It's just so funny. You never think of your dog's paws being capacitive in that way, but they are. So, does anybody else do that? And what other weird things have you done with your dogs? Curious. Here's an odd one. I've never actually used Twitter. I never have. I used it in college. It was for a need that I needed to use it for a class. And that is the literal full extent of Twitter that I've really used. I only used Twitter to that extent. For this channel, I used X at some points to like relay that, you know, I was like doing a stream or something like that when I was doing gaming, and that's really it. So many people have used Twitter religiously. So many people have met on Twitter. I have a whole bunch of friends that I have. A lot of them met on Twitter when it was Twitter. But I don't know. I was never turned on to using Twitter throughout my life when I was young. But I had every opportunity to. That's the thing. Like, I had every opportunity to try to hop on Twitter and look at stuff and troll, but I never did. And I still don't. And I don't know what the perception of someone who doesn't use Twitter is, because I think everyone uses Twitter for something. And what do you use Twitter for? You know, like, personally, and if you want to answer, please do. What do you typically use Twitter for? Is it just to, like, see the opinions of people? What are you specifically looking for? I'm very curious. Because I don't know what I personally would look for when using Twitter. I have no idea. So, yeah, any help on that front? Maybe I might start using it a little more often. Maybe. But that's a big if. So, yeah. So I mentioned before, I am really late to trends. I usually arrive late to anything, really. So a week ago, I watched Mickey 17 finally. I think it's a Bong Joon-ho film with Robert Pattinson. And I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Obviously, it's not like the best movie in the world, but I thought it really covered a lot of great subject matter, and honestly, it was kind of interesting to juxtapose it against what the current state of the world we have right now, currently. It really kind of shed a lot of light on the idiocy of leaders, the craziness of leaders, and how power can get to somebody, and how people can be just indoctrinated by power, honestly. I liked how they breached the concept of the humanity of multiple people. And for those who don't know, Mickey 17, it is just about the concept of human cloning and the concept of a life, what it's worth, and how that life comes into contact with people and itself, I guess. So, once again, very interesting film. I really encourage anybody to watch it. I encourage anybody to watch any of Bong Joon-ho films. They are always cool. They are always good. They are always great. Yeah, I love all of them. I love Snowpiercer is one of my favorite films. I do love it. I think Bong Joon-ho was Parasite, which once again, an incredible film, beautiful movie. I saw it in the theaters. It was fantastic. So, but yeah, I saw Mickey 17. I thought it was a really good film. Curious to see what your guys' thoughts might be on it. It was really enjoyable. Yeah, give it a watch. So I am a fan of anime. I have watched so much anime. I try to diversify the amount of anime that I watch, the kinds of anime that I watch. Last year, or not last year, I guess, well, the year previous, Year of the Dragon, I watched, I think, and completed 62 anime series. A lot of the series that I do and have watched are single season. So I can watch seasons of anime, the 13 episode run, in about like 3 days, 4 days. So nothing too crazy there. I watch it on my lunch breaks at work. I think this past year I've watched like maybe up to like 40 or something anime. And I have this huge list on a Notion app of all the anime that I'm tracking that I am currently watching, that I'd like to watch, that I'm waiting on the next season to arrive, and that I'm just interested in. Or that I have completed as well. I've compiled that too. So, yeah, I try to keep track of it. I try to keep good data of it. What I wanted to talk about here was Horimiya. Previously, I'd said that I've been watching it, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. I just finished it, and I finished the first season, which was the main season, and the second season, which was just really compilations of bits and pieces that they couldn't put into the first season. I really, really enjoyed it. It was really super, super fun. It was the first anime I've not the first, obviously, but one of the few anime where I just find myself laughing out loud at. I just think it was so hilarious. All the situations that these kids got into and all of their quirky quips at each other. I think it was hilariously written. I had not read the manga previously, so I'm not sure how well that equates, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. The story between Horimiya, Miyamura, and Hori, I think was very beautifully shown and written. I thought that the points that they chose to hit on for the moments of intimacy or connection between individuals, I think were really spot on. Watching it made me think about my own journey with my own wife. We've been together since high school, and it's been a long time since. So really echoed a lot of the things that I've experienced with my own wife. The weirdest part about the anime was definitely the arc where Hori has an abuse fetish, and that is weird. That's whack as hell, and that does not echo my relationship with my wife. So, but barring the abuse fetish section, I think it was great. I think it is just a really fun, sweet, sincere anime to watch, and I highly recommend it. Give it a watch if you ever want to just watch something that's fun and nice. It's very interesting and valuable to know what brands own what things in the world. This past week, I learned again, I guess maybe I knew it, I can't recall, but I learned that Pepsi owns Frito-Lay. Which I think makes a lot of sense because you always see Mountain Dew advertised with Doritos. And it's like, that's interesting. Well, yeah, it's because Pepsi owns Doritos, The other thing I didn't know, though, is that Pepsi owns an extremely significant stake in Starbucks. So if you are a Starbucks person who likes Coke more than Pepsi, joke's on you. Because Pepsi owns most of Starbucks, or a big part of Starbucks, which is so funny. But I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, what to feel about such a large, huge company owning another large, huge company, or a big stake in that. And I don't know if it says anything about the inherent quality of those things. But maybe it does. I just find it very interesting to consider, that a big company that I don't particularly support, like Pepsi, owns part of another company that makes a product that a lot of people love. And I don't know if the partial ownership of that product, like Starbucks, echoes down into quality. I don't know if Pepsi or Frito-Lay particularly echoes, I almost slipped there, particularly echoes a large quality of product. But I find that really interesting to consider. And so you can consider that with a lot of other big companies that own a lot of other things. I think it's really worth it to do research on that. Especially searching up what companies Amazon owns, for example, and how the different philosophies of those different companies trickle into one another. How does the top-down view, how does the big wig up top make those companies feel, from a consumer perspective? Do you feel like Big Daddy Company makes the quality good or bad? And then see what other companies or entities are connected to Big Daddy Company that makes things good or bad, and see if those things are also good or bad, and if they give you that same vibe. Might be interesting to do. Try it sometime. So I just interviewed this past week a person for a position at the company I work at. And it really did not go well. They got, unfortunately, pretty far. And I tend to like to ask questions that really challenge someone to answer them. Not in a bad way. I'm not trying to make people slip, but I'm trying to give people an opportunity to platform themselves, honestly. A question I might ask is what is your ideal project scenario, right? What kind of scenario do you feel like helps you work the best? And by contrast, what kind of scenario do you feel helps you work the least, or helps you work not at full capacity? What might degrade the amount of work that you do? Those kind of questions, right? The uncommon ones that you can't ask ChatGPT for the answer for. And this interview in particular just did not go well. Just the answers really fell so flat. And it showed that this person was really, to me, really not actually ready to do the work that we needed them to do. And that was a very corporate stance, and I hate that I have to think that way, but I do. It's part of my job. And what was just really odd about that is I was able to kind of see it this time from the other side of the table, right? I've been on that end where I probably have really bombed an interview, and I didn't really know it. And I should have done a lot better. And there's a lot better ways I could have worded the things I said in that interview. And it's just so silly how interviews have gotten to that point. Like I said, I feel like interviews as they are right now, asked by like the hiring individuals at large, the questions that are asked are so cookie cutter and predictable. And they give people too much of an opportunity, I feel, to answer in a scripted way. You don't really get the real person on the other side of the table. You don't really get the genuine segment of how they're going to do their work and why. You know, it's a double-edged sword, obviously, because it could sound like I'm not really giving people the platform that they need to succeed, not giving people the opportunity to, I guess, promote the ideas that they've prepared for. But at the same time, I believe people should have a platform to not just expunge the knowledge that they've prepared, but also show that they can think on the spot. It's a tough stance, I know, but it's one that I do stand by, especially for positions that demand that kind of thing. So, I don't know. In that experience, I saw it from the other side, though, because I've been there. I've been there where I personally am not as prepared as I could be. But from the way I see it, it's good to have a person's honesty on the table, have a person's like true self on the table, where for both sides, it might not be, or it can be identified whether it can be a good fit or not. For me, I'm glad that I failed all those previous interviews because perhaps those people weren't the people for me. I try to answer questions in interviews very honestly and with 100% of me injected into it. And I think that if a place does not want me as I am in it, then I don't want them, you know? So that's just my opinion about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that stance. So here's an idea or a concept here. Whenever I get sad, I instinctively do something as like a mechanism to help me feel something or help me feel better, right? For me, that mechanism is a hum. I take a deep hum. Like I hum a tune. It's not necessarily anything, but I try to match a rhythm to how I'm feeling. I resonate something that helps me, I guess, feel what I am feeling in more ways than just emotional, I guess. I try to echo the emotion of my heart into something physical, manifest it so that it can be there and I can synchronize with it in some way. That's what I do personally. I'm a very synesthesic person. I like to synthesize emotions visually or physically. And so I wonder, how does everyone else do that? Does anybody else have something that they turn to in that way to synthesize their emotions? Whenever you get sad, what's something that you do, I guess, to help you cope with that sadness? Very curious about this. I am different in a lot of ways. My wife tells me so. A lot of people tell me so. I'm just an odd guy, I guess. And I don't know. A lot of things I do, I feel like a lot of other people do, but that's definitely not the case. And this especially, I wonder what everyone else does. So, do you hum a tune? Do you do something else that helps you feel your emotions better? Let me know. On the particular note of sadness, and I kind of touch on this with every little installment that I do, sometimes I really feel like such an idiot. You know, sometimes I take a look at myself and I really am just like, what are you doing? You know? And I know there's a lot of other people that feel that way, and I know that there are a lot of ways that that is felt. Like doing this, for example, this point last week where I was like, are you just fucking stupid? Like, why would you contribute effort to doing this? Like, there's no point. But I'd like to think that there is a point. I'd like to think that this can be an opportunity to just talk with people, to network with people, to understand people, to just convey myself and see if it resonates with anybody. That's a big one. I feel like there's a lot of things that I feel, period, and there's a feeling in my heart that I want to let other people know what I feel, and whether or not that's just something like I could just call someone up and tell them. But there's a comfort in telling people how I'm feeling at large, and then just casting a wide net and then seeing what thoughts and opinions come back on those things. I really like the idea of that. And so that's why this is what it is. I want to talk, and I want to talk to just throw myself out there and see what happens. I like having the opportunity to talk with people, to talk to people, to talk just about the things that I want to talk about when I want to talk about them. And I hope that this kind of little series can just become a place where people can talk about things without the pressure of the world at large. That's really what I'm looking for. So with that, I do really appreciate your time. If you have watched this entire video, I really do appreciate it. I hope that it was fun in some way. I hope that you enjoyed this little walk, and I hope to get back at it again next week for another walk, another installment of just walking outside and talking about stuff. So thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great week ahead. All right, see ya.